misdemeanor charges were filed against owners of the movie houses, projectionists, and managers. Convictions for distributing obscene material carries a maximum fine of $1,000 and a 6-month jail term. Plainclothes officers Jesse Alvey and C.K. Taylor, with arrest warrants in hand, visited Studio V on Main Street and Sunny 16 on East 4th, only to find them closed. However, the manager of the ESP Club on Cullum Street was arrested by the officers. 13 of the 15 have been arrested or voluntarily went to police headquarters. 2 others have said they will come in with their lawyers. Films were not seized in the charges, but printed materials displayed at the movie houses were when officers purchased the magazines and pictures. Investigation of the skin-flicked houses began 6 months ago, according to Sergeant D.W. Bransom. Bransom added he believes this is a right step in curbing distribution of the materials. The misdemeanor charges will not force the movie houses to close here, but I'm told a Tarrant County grand jury probe is expected shortly. A repeat charge of distributing obscene materials advances a misdemeanor charge to a felony with a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison and up to a $25,000 fine. One of the owners charged and released to his lawyer said he is making $250,000 a year and that he expects his business to double next week. Jim Green, Channel 8 News on the Move, Fort Worth.
What effect, if any, are moves to crack down on law and order having on trial lawyers?
I think that it's become more difficult to get acquittals in the courtroom, probably because many people have the idea that law and order means arrest and conviction. And it seems to me that there's kind of a vigilante spirit abroad that pervades the jury and makes it very difficult to get acquittals in criminal cases. I don't think people really understand what the presumption of innocence means.
Jay, what are you trying to do with National Beta?
Well, we are trying to make people leaders. Our motto is just what it says, let us lead by serving others, and we try to bridge the generation gap.
Where is your place in society now?
Well, we're young people looking for something to do. We want to do something for the world. We want to make it a better place to live in.
Does National Beta work within the establishment, or is it your desire to maybe change it a bit?
Definitely within the establishment, but we do want to change it for the better.
Mr. Harris, you organized National Beta in 1934. Did you ever dream it would come this far?
Well, no, it's certainly quite a surprise, and a very pleasant surprise that it has grown to the size it has at present. Starting from nothing in 1934, it's a membership of about 140,000 at present, with chapters in 24 states, some 3,600 chapters in 24 states.
I love children. They're about the sweetest thing. It's about the only thing in the world we got to live for. That's what we put in our daily life for. And we've got a lot of responsibility is to try to leave the world better than we found it for the children as they grow up, don't you?
You have no generation gap, do you?
I hope there's no generation gap. No, sir, I love them from the cradle plumb to the old folks when they get up about my age.
Colonel Sanders, did your chicken make you a wealthy man?
Well, fairly. After I started franchising. See, I started franchising when I was 66 years old. Now, that's an advantage again. Don't quit because you're 65, because you can do something quite worthwhile after that. So I sold out after 7.5 years of this franchise business. I sold out for $2 million. Not a lot of money. I see in the paper yesterday the same company that I sold for $2 million sold for $240 million yesterday.
Do you feel you got left out?
Oh, I'm left out. That's right. I don't want nobody to write me for any money because I didn't get any of that. But with $2 million, that's enough to keep an old person in the family.
Old person, my foot. How old are you?
Well, I'll be 81 my next birthday now.
I suspect you're coming up with something new.
Well, I hope to be doing something, because I don't believe in ever stopping, because you'll rust out blame sight quicker than you'll wear out. And there's always something to be done.
Admiral, what does the voting safety bill before Congress include?
The voting safety bill before Congress provides for three things. One, it allows for the Coast Guard to establish minimum safety standards for the construction of boats and accessory equipment. In other words, a consumer protection bill. Secondly, it provides for uniformity among all the states in how they enforce the law. And thirdly, it has a grant and aid program for the states to assist them in more law enforcement and always more education.
What are its chances for passage?
Well, we think they're very good. It already passed the House last December. It'll have to be passed again. But the Senate is holding hearings on it very soon.
When you speak of standards of construction, are there shortcomings in some of the manufacturing procedures?
Yes, and one of the big problems, largest problems we have, is that over 85% of our casualties, there's 1,350 killed each year, which is second to automobile casualties, is due to capsizing and swamping. If we could provide a standard which would keep the fellow who stands on the gun of the boat and keep the boat from going over, we would be way ahead of the game.
Well, I'll be in the scouting department helping Mr. Gil Brandt, and I'll be in public relations and community relationships, helping out the Cowboys, getting them to know the community better, and anything else that I'm mostly needed for. But I'll still be a player for a couple more years, hopefully.
You don't plan to retire then at the end of the season?
No, not next year. I don't know exactly how long I'll be able to play, but I'm playing it 1 year at a time.
How about after you do retire? What's your job going to be then?
Well, I don't actually know. I'll get a chance to find out if that's what I'm suited for, but I'll hope to stay in the management part of it.
Well, you know, everybody loves a day at the good old fishing hole, and that's what we have here at the 1971 boat show at the Market Hall. Listen, how are you doing?
Fine.
How many have you caught?
7.
7? I understand you were last year's winner.
Right.
Who's out in front?
I don't know.
You go fishing often?
No, sir.
Do you like to fish?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's fun, and only the part I don't. Well, I like it all.
You take your own fish off the hook?
No.
You get someone else to do that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Lisa. Over here we have David Roberts. David, how many have you caught?
2.
What do you think about fishing?
I like it a lot.
Do you get to go very often?
Oh, not that often during summer. I usually make it about 2 or 3 times.
Who do you go with?
Oh, sometimes my uncle. Sometimes I go out on the lake with my dad.
So you get to go fairly often?
Yeah, now and then.
Is fishing relaxing to you?
Yeah.
Give you a chance to think?
Usually, yeah.
David, thank you very much. These are just 2 of the 20 young people out here, like I say, enjoying a day at the fishing hole, and here's another one. This is the prize, folks. There's something symbolic about this. I don't know. This is Jim Mitchell, Channel 8 News, and this poor fish ain't moving anymore. What are you looking for at the auction?
Just looking. Just having fun.
Have you bought anything yet?
Not a thing.
How much cash would you anticipate spending here today?
Well, I hadn't thought about that. It depends on what they've got.
All right, thank you very much. Hi, can I talk to you? Would you step over here for a moment, sir? What is your name?
Jim Miller.
Mr. Miller, what are you looking for?
If there's anything I can buy cheap.
Have you bought anything yet?
I haven't yet. Everything's too high.
How much money are you prepared to spend?
Oh, around $100.
Very good. Thank you very much. What does a young man like you look for at something like this?
Oh, not much. I just like to come to watch them sell because I work for an auctioneer, and sometimes I buy stuff, sometimes I don't. I like to watch.
Are you prepared to spend money?
Maybe if there's something good that comes up.
How much would you go?
You never can. This is what maybe it goes for. I don't know.
Right, thank you very much. What is your name, sir?
Yes, Bowden.
Just what have you bought today?
Oh, I bought a whole bunch of stuff. Guns, pistols, and I don't know what, a whole bunch of stuff.
How much money did you spend?
Oh, I I guess a couple hundred.
You figure you got bargains?
I think so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody comes to the police auction looking for a bargain. There are bargains to be had, but we find an awful lot of just lookers. This is Jim Mitchell, Channel 8 News on the Move.